where the sleep environment changes according to your individual preference. What we want to do is we want to give a name to sleep that gets kids excited to do this thing that is critical to their health.
I could recommend it to good people. Have you ever slept in a Z-Pod?
Welcome back. How's that for a fun thing? Z-Pods, check them out. And Alex Lynn is joining us right now. I can't even believe this. Alex is now 23 years old, and he's going to have to remind us, because I feel like the first time we met Alex, he was 15 or 16. And he is the creator and founder of Autism Rocks. They have done, I believe, a total of 4 Autism Rocks concert at Universal City Walk and maybe one more someplace else. I'm not 100% sure. He's going to tell us that. He just graduated, so we have to congratulate him from university. And he is going to be here to talk with us about the very next Autism Rocks concert, which he's got a pretty important announcement about that we're all going to want to hear. So, Alex, are you there?
Yes.
There you
Hi,
are.
Shannon. How are you doing?
I'm good. I haven't seen you in so long. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited. I'm ready to go to Autism Rocks and go to America next week to do Autism Rocks.
When is the new concert, Alex?
Gonna be on April 30th, 7 to 9 p.m. at Universal City Walk, Hollywood.
Wonderful. And is this a free concert? Because it has been in the past.
Yes, it's still a free concert. Yes.
Wonderful. So tell us all the 411. What do we need to know? How do they need to reserve tickets, or they just show up?
Just show up at 7 p.m. on April 30th on Saturday. And hopefully they're not going to Stagecoach or anything, because if you're not going to Stagecoach, we have another great option for you, which is Autism Rock, which is very enriched, neurodiversity, enriching other people's minds about neurodiversity.
I don't know what Stagecoach is. Is that another concert that's happening that night?
Coachella, yeah, that's what I heard
Oh, okay. So if you're not going to Coachella, that I've heard of, then you definitely would want to come to this. This is free. I would imagine there's not going to be a mosh pit, but who's going to be performing at this year's concert?
Autism singer Aiden Boyer, who has performed at the previous concert in 2019. Well, it's a long time ago. Got delayed because of COVID. There is Sophie Pecora, who performed in America's Got Talent before, who was very talented. She doesn't have autism, but she is an advocate and supporter, and that's why she's coming to this year's concert. Let me think. The Miracle Project unfortunately couldn't come this year, but
I see you have somebody named Ethan on your list, and Will Bremen. Tell me about them.
Will Bremen was on The Voice last season or 2 seasons ago. I don't remember, but he also has Asperger's. And Ethan Feinschreiber is a martial artist, a YouTuber, and a autism advocate. He doesn't have autism, but he supports everything mental health, and he supports everything, and he really believes in it very much. And we might have more surprises. I don't know who else is coming, but we'll see.
And in the past, you've sometimes had messages from big celebrities that you played, so that there's a possibility of that too, I hope. Because there's the Jumbotron. For those of you who haven't been to Universal City Walk, there's the Jumbotron, and Alex puts on a good show. I must say, Alex, you always put on a good show. So, but where can people find more information before we back up and talk about how this all started?
At Autism Rocks concert, at Autism Rocks events, with the Autism Rocks with the S, and the events with the N and with the S, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter is at events autism, EVENTSAUTISM.
Okay.
Yes, on Twitter.
Okay, so now let's back up and talk about, how old were you when we first met you? Were you 15 or 16?
17.
17, okay. You seemed much older, to be honest, because I
Thank
think you were 17 going on 35. But and at that point you were starting your first Autism Rocks concert in Los Angeles, but it wasn't your first ever event.
Yeah, it was my first event. My first event was in the European school when I was a freshman year in high school. In my freshman year of high school, yes.
And so what made you start that first event?
My grandma, to be honest, because she inspired me to really want to help people and inspire me to want to, like, her last wishes to me. I don't know if you remember this. I told you about this at the first interview, but it really brings me back. It her last wishes to me, she wished that I'll do something meaningful in my life and that I can, like, bring more joy to people's life and do something that I love, that I will not regret doing in my life, and go out there and just do it and be happy and make friends, and through common goals and common interests. And that's her final wishes to me before she passed away. And I didn't know about it until my mom told me after my grandma passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I went for that, and then I got inspired to do a concert. I was offered to do it an event. Sorry, not a concert, an event for a speaking engagement. Of course, it's an assembly about autism, so mostly it's like a podium, and then people are talking about autism, introducing about autism, and then the school donates money to the autism charity in Taiwan in my international school. And yeah, a British teacher, Dr. Matthews, came out and speak. He's a dear teacher of mine, English teacher. He has a son with autism. He talked about it, and then I talked about my own experience with autism. As I remember, in 2014, it happened April 2nd, 2014, on Autism Awareness Day. And then we also brought up a person from a foundation called the FACT Foundation, the Foundation for Autistic Adults and Children in Taiwan. The founder was also invited to speak, and the student council president was invited to speak, and also we call it special needs department back then, but now we call it the Aspire department because we don't want to make it like special needs. We changed the name because we don't want to make it a disability. We want to make it an ability. If it's not a disorder, it is a condition. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Some of what we were just talking about. But then you decided that you wanted to do something bigger here in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And you did, and that's when we met you. That's when yes, Autism Rocks. You started Autism Rocks, and for several years did these concerts. And then, of course, that was all slowed down by COVID. So I'm thrilled that you survived through that, Alex, and that Autism Rocks is still going strong. And you're doing this concert, but there is a rumor going around that this is the last one. Tell us about that. Is it true? And if so, why?
Maybe it's true. Maybe it's the last one. We'll see about that.
Are you going into politics? Because that was a very political answer.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is the last one, but it might be because my longtime sponsor, CDBC Bank, is sponsoring us this year, which I thank them a lot. But it'll be the final time they'll be sponsoring us as a final gift to us. So that's why I might not be possibly finding another sponsor to do it next year. But if I can, I'll do it again. And because I have to find a job first, and where it goes,
your life is knocking. So well, and you just graduated from university. What did you major in, and what job are you looking for, Alex? And where in the world? Because you're a globetrotter.
Yeah, I graduated from Taiwan, but even though my university was in Japan, because of COVID, I graduated online.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I bet that was underwhelming.
Yes, I really hope. I really wanted to be there in person.
I'm so sorry.
I know. It was too bad. They had the ceremony and didn't tell me they had the ceremony, but they wouldn't allow any foreigners in anyway. So
that's heartbreaking. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, they banned foreigners because of Omicron. I'm guessing the outbreak was really bad. Of course, Taiwan is now suffering from the outbreak. We had 33 cases a few weeks ago, and now it's like 1,000 cases now
Oh dear.
domestically.
Well,
And
hopefully you guys will keep that contained because you guys have managed quite well through all of this. You've been a shining
yeah,
example about how to keep your cases low. But in any case, you graduated. Congratulations. No one can take that away from you, Alex. You did the work and you graduated. What was your degree in?
international liberal studies.
Okay. So what is the job that you're looking for?
Event planner maybe, or something in marketing.
Amazing. And clearly you have experience at this because you've been doing Autism Rocks very successfully. And we should say that this is not, this is a concert, and it's really for just what I remember the first time you came on the show was talking about how much your desire was to put a positive light on autism, to have people associate positive things with autism. You certainly have done that with these concerts.
I hope so.
But it's not an overwhelming fundraiser, although you'd like to raise funds, yes?
Yes, definitely.
And if people wanted to donate, or if there's a business out there that wanted to sponsor you, where would they go? Where would they look to do that?
Autism Rocks. Wait. I'm trying to remember the link. Yeah, autismrocksevents.org. Yes, that's the website. Yes.
autismrocksevents.org. No slashes, no hyphens.
No.
Okay. I think Traven's going to check it out right now and make sure, and then put it up on the screen for us. Autism Rocks Events, plural, .org is what we think. Traven's going to be checking it out for us, and he'll let us know if that actually works. So, so you're going to wait and see. Unless you can get a sponsor, this is the last one. But you also need to secure employment because you're an up-and-coming young man. He's got it. So Traven's got it. He's going to put
That's
it
great.
up on the
Yeah,
screen.
it's correct. Yeah, I made sure also. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I don't see it though. Did you put it up there, Traven? I haven't seen it, but he will in a second.
Okay.
In any case, so Alex, where do you want to live? If you could live anywhere in the world, now that you've lived almost everywhere in the world, where do you want to settle?
Actually, my answer might be shocking, but people will think America, but I say I should settle in Taiwan first, because the last few years I kind of fell back in love in Taiwan, in love with Taiwan and with the people and with everyone here, and the COVID cases are low here for now. So I'll stick with Taiwan for first few years, and then I might move to America. That's my current plan.
I want you to tell me a little bit about Taiwan, because oddly enough, right before COVID started, Dr. Doreen and I were invited to come to Taiwan, and they wanted me to bring my son. It was not a good time for us because he was in school, so we had postponed anyway, and then COVID came and it was entirely off the table. But I know Dr. Doreen was like, Shannon, have you ever been to Taiwan before? And I said, no. And she said, oh, it's one of the best places on the face of the earth. But I want to hear from you. Why should people come when it's safe, when Taiwan is taking people? Why should we come to Taiwan? What made you fall back in love with it?
I don't know. Just like the people are wonderful, and people are very nice, and they're friendly. Like they're very nice to foreigners. I remember one time, one of the foreigners that I know of, her name is Berna. She used to work for Instagram. She told me that a grandmother, an old woman, wrote in English how to directly go to the place that she wanted to go. And also my former tutor, Rebecca, when she visited Taiwan, she said that people are so nice here because they gave directions like in English very well, like directly, like how to get to this station. Like, oh, you go to this station, you take this station, you take this station, you take this station. They're very straightforward, and they're very nice people. And even though they're busy, it's like New York, except people don't push each other and shove each other around,
Yeah.
but but they stop in whatever they're doing, and they tell you where to go, and they're very nice people, and they're very, and rarely are they very mean people to foreigners. A lot of people say that Taiwan, the most beautiful, like uh the most beautiful view in the world is the Taiwanese people. That's what
Amazing.
they say in Taiwan.
So if
Think
I
the
were to come to Taiwan and I'm, going to be there for, let's say, 7 days, tell me 3 things that I would have to make sure that I did. Like when people come to LA, they say, okay, what are the 3 things we have to do while we're here? What would be the 3 things that I would need to do in Taiwan to really experience Taiwan that I couldn't
uh,
miss?
oh, okay. You should go to any of the night markets. That's the
Okay.
first thing you should do.
What will I see at a night market? Is it like a bazaar and there's booths?
There is like fish. Um, there is
Okay.
dry seaweed or dry squid around the area, or steak, or maybe ice cream,
Okay, I'm a
or
vegan. Is there anything there for a vegan?
for a vegan. I
Yeah,
think
are there any
um,
vegetables?
there might be dried vegetables like on a stick and stuff,
Okay.
or like I didn't know you're vegan. I'm sorry.
No, no, no.
Um,
It's relatively new. There's no
there,
reason for you to know.
there is maybe sweet potato.
But it's a
Mu-
lot of food. It sounds like it's a lot of is it like booths and stands with food?
there's no booze. There's no booze in the market.
So is it stores? Is it are people
It's like stalls.
stalls? Got it. Okay.
Yeah, stalls. Yeah,
Okay.
there's stalls, and then it's temporary, but they have signs up saying, "Oh, seaweed, whatever, whatever," and they write in
Very cool.
English and stuff for foreigners to understand.
Are there
Unfortunately,
all craftsmen there too, or is it all food?
some craftsmen, but mostly food and
Okay.
drink
So
and
it's sounding good. I want to go to the night market. What else? You got 2 more things to send me to in Taiwan. What else?
you should go around the public transportation because it's super convenient in Taipei.
Okay.
And we almost have public transportation in every city in Taiwan or county in Taiwan. Um, other cities in Taiwan, and you should also visit um, the expo, the Taipei Expo Park. We had a Flora Expo a few years ago, and we have a park there. It's really nice, and you should visit the National Palace Museum. They have
Oh,
artifacts there. It's very nice. It's very big, and it's very beautiful. And you should go to the night market. The Ceiling Night Market is the most famous night market. I've been there lots of times with my boyfriend and with a lot of other people with my family members too. Um,
fantastic.
yeah, and it's really nice. In the daytime they sell like fresh vegetables and fruits, but at nighttime they have like fried ice cream. They have like fried squid. They have
Sounds like the morning one is more me, Alex.
really. Oh yeah,
Well, yeah.
it's like a farmers market in the morning. Yeah,
Yeah. That sounds more my speed. But it sounds like it would be interesting to see the night market.
yeah, it is.
So
It is.
maybe I need to go to both of those. Well, that's
Yes,
remarkable. I'm going to let you know if we ever make it to Taiwan. So back to you though. I got us sidetracked a little bit. Back to you though. So you've just graduated. You're looking for a job. And let's go back to the topic today. The question today was 5 words to describe yourself. So I'm going to ask you that question, Alex. If I were to ask you 5 words to describe yourself, like I was saying, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a mother of somebody who's neurodiverse, and then I'm an author now. What 5 words would you use to describe yourself?
a helper,
Mhm.
a carer, ambitious, wary,
Mm,
anxious,
mm. Okay.
and neurodiverse, I'm proud
There we
of who
go. I love that. I love that. But you say you're anxious. Are you anxious about the future? Because you're at that transition point now where you've been a student for a lot of years and you're about to go into adulthood. Is that a little anxiety provoking?
Yeah, it is. Finding a
Talk
job
to
has
us about
been
that.
hard the last few months, and doing
Yeah.
Autism Rocks kind of like lay it off. But I don't know what I'm gonna do after I do Autism Rocks. It makes me kind of worried. Not knowing what I'll do in the future, and yeah, it's scared. But I believe God will lead me to the next path, like He did to Autism Rocks. It literally just like this opportunity literally landed on my lap.
Yeah.
Like it came out of nowhere, and I hope my job will happen. My job will happen in the same kind of fashion.
Let
But
me ask you this, Alex, because it's so interesting how, I feel like a lot of times we have people on the show and they talk about how amazing people who are neurodiverse are, that they're looking to hire them, that they want to hire them. And then I talk to people who are neurodiverse and they're like, I'm looking for a job, I can't find a job. And I keep thinking, why are we not able to get these two groups together? But have you thought about maybe going to a headhunter or someone like that to help identify a company that's looking for someone like you?
unfortunately, in Taiwan, they're not very neurodiverse, and like a lot of companies kind of speak about autism in a very negative light.
Mm,
Unfortunately, but what's
yeah.
shocking is Taiwan is very they're very accepting towards the LGBTQ community. In a
Okay.
short time that it became a democracy in 27 years, it passed the gay marriage in 2017 or 2016. I don't know. It was around 2018 or 2019. I don't remember. But not everyone's very accepting about gay marriage. You don't care what sexuality you are. But
Right.
for mental health, it's a very big problem.
So, but you do feel, in regards to that, you feel accepted where you are. Less so with the being neurodiverse. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
In neurodiverse, I feel less accepted, but my sexuality, I feel more accepted. Yeah.
Interesting. Isn't that interesting? Well, I know you, Alex, and I know that you're going to keep tearing down boundaries that to things that are preventing you. Barriers is the word I want. Tearing down barriers to get you what you want. And you clearly are talented and have already demonstrated great skills in this area before you even went to college, and now you have degrees. So the right company needs to be finding you. Let's say that. Let's put that out there. Somebody
Yeah, I hope
who
so.
prefer to stay in Taiwan for this period of time.
Yeah, I don't know why. It just
Don't have
I
to know
just
why.
yeah, I don't know why. It just speaks to me. Taiwan just speaks to me. I just want to stay here for now. I feel
I
safe.
love that. You love your homeland. For heaven's sake, there's nothing wrong with that.
I lived in Japan. I lived in America. I lived in Taiwan. But I don't. It's weird. I just want to be here for maybe a little bit and then go to America because
Yeah.
all my cousins are going to America. So probably eventually, I know I have to go there, but I don't feel ready yet. I
Yeah.
don't personally feel like I'm ready to be totally independent and away from my family. I just want to enjoy just being with my family in the here and now.
And I'm sure your parents appreciate you wanting to stay close for a little while. I'm sure that they're good with that because they both adore you.
Yeah, they
Um,
adore me so much. I love them so much. They're the reason why I'm doing this also, and why I'm doing everything that I'm doing right now because I want to impress them definitely.
well, you're remarkable, and clearly your parents are remarkable because I think when most 17-year-olds say, I want to hold a big concert at a huge venue in Los Angeles, I don't think most parents say, okay. Yeah, I mean, and I
Yeah,
think having met your parents, I think they were scared and nervous for you. I think that they're very realistic people, but I think, they recognize that you are an unstoppable force.
Yeah, in the end of the day, they I mean, sometimes they had their doubts, but they still let me do it because they believe in me,
Yeah.
and I'm
Um,
a nice person, so that's why they want me to do it.
which is remarkable. So you're coming to LA next week. The concert's going to happen next Saturday. And tell us
Yeah,
again what time and where.
7 to 9 p.m. at Universal Studios, the City Walk at Hollywood.
Okay.
So Universal Studios is here. City Walk is right there, and you'll see a big stage with it beside the AMC theaters, and
Yes.
it's an outdoor stage. It's very beautiful.
And for those of you who haven't been to LA before, it's a beautiful place. There's lots of shops and things on City Walk. It's a whole experience in and of itself. City Walk. There are restaurants. There's movie theaters. For those of us who live in LA, it's a regular place to go, but it's also a tourist destination that people go to, whether you're going to the amusement park or just doing the city walk outside. There's plenty to do, and there is this amazing stage in the center of City Walk that you can cruise through and walk through and watch a couple of numbers and continue to shop and go to restaurants, or you can hang out and watch a whole concert there. And there is a ginormous jumbotron that also has the concert. It plays other things when a concert isn't going on, but when a concert's going on, you could be sitting quite far away on the balcony of one of the restaurants, and the jumbotron is showing the whole thing to you. It's very convenient to watch a concert, and it's a really beautiful thing to see all the people that are there to support autism.
Yeah,
It's really a wonderful thing. So it's starting at 7 o'clock on that night. Now, when you go to City Walk, you pretty much have to park at City Walk or take public transportation in. And there is a train station right outside City Walk with a walking bridge over. So easier to take public transportation because then you don't have to worry about parking. But are they giving you any kind of break on the parking if people say that they're there for the concert? Is there any kind of a discount on
probably.
parking?
Probably.
Maybe.
I'm not sure yet. We'll find out soon.
Okay, so if you do park there, say to the people at the when you go through, say, "I'm here for the Autism Rocks concert," and then if there is a discount, you will get it at that point. But it is a lovely, lovely evening. About how long do you think the concert will last?
It's definitely gonna be 2 hours,
Okay.
like every year.
And do they? I don't remember, Alex. Do they allow you to bring folding chairs if you have like a lawn chair to bring? I'm not
I'm
sure
not
if they
sure.
do.
Yeah,
But most people stand and dance.
yeah. Most of the people stand. I don't think you're allowed to have a chair, but I'm not. I don't know any rules about that, but
I don't know either. But I
people.
know you can bring your children. If you've been wanting to go to a concert with your child and you're like, we can't afford it, and what if they can't handle it and we have to leave? This is the ideal concert because it's a big open space and your children can play and dance,
It's for every.
and
Yeah, it's for everyone.
it is, it's no cost. So if you go and your child just can't hang, then you can go over to one of the stores that they have there, and there's so many stores that are so much fun. So you kind of can't lose by attending the concert. What else do you want people to know,
That
Alex, about the
like
concert?
that. I want them to know that this is a miracle that I can even do Autism Rocks. Let me be very honest. Our sponsor didn't want to sponsor us at the fourth annual Autism Rocks concert, not because of coronavirus, because they did not want to. But
Mm,
for them to come back to me and say they wanted to sponsor me again, it's a miracle. And I thank them so much for sponsoring me. CTBC
yeah,
Bank has been a lifesaver. And it brought me back to life. It brought me meaning back in my life again.
yeah.
It made me want to wake up and do something, after 2 years of doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we can't even begin to cover the toll that COVID has taken on people, because we used to get together on a regular basis and celebrate all kinds of things. And then we weren't able to get together. And now we've gotten used to not being together. It's really important that we start getting together again. So
Yeah.
in LA on the 30th, this is an opportunity for everybody to get together and be there. I can't promise, because anything in the world could happen, but it's my plan to be there, Alex.
Really?
Uh, yeah, of course.
Be there. We miss you being there. We haven't seen you for some concerts, but we hope you can be there this time.
Yes, I'm very hopeful. My expectation is that I will be there. I love the City Walk, and I love the event. So I hope and plan to be there.
That's great.
Um, what else should we know about the event? I will say that if you're coming to LA from any place else, it tends to get cool at night. So bring a
Bring
jacket for your
the
children, because
Yeah.
it might be warm during the day, and then at 7 o'clock when the sun starts to set, it gets cold fast. So that's my advice for that. In the past, there are sometimes people bring things that light up. And sometimes you've even had things that light up, Alex. Do you know if you're going to have light up things, or should people bring things?
Because of COVID, we probably we will not be handing out anything because of COVID risks. So
Of
we won't be
course.
doing
Of
that.
course. But
No
if you're
merch.
bringing little kids, I encourage you to get just a package of those glow sticks.
Yeah.
That, it's like $1 at most places for a package of glow sticks, and put them on yourself and your kids, because it starts to get dark and it makes it really fun when people have glow stuff. So I think that's super fun. But I'm really proud of you, Alex. I know it was really hard to stay motivated through COVID, and to finish your degree and to cap off your graduation with another concert. You're really doing a great job.
Thank you. This is gonna be a very emotional and touching experience because it might be, like I said, my last concert.
But
For
maybe not. But maybe not.
I don't think it's the end. I think there'll be more. Maybe it'll not be like right away, but eventually we will come back for another concert.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to keep a good thought for that.
Yeah.
Uh, or maybe you're going to partner with another organization to make it happen. I don't know, but something will work out. Something will work out. Look, it did this time, right?
Yeah, we did this
And
time.
and
Yeah.
it always has. So something will work out. Well, I thank you for being willing to come and jump in and be in the show today. I super appreciate that. And I'll look forward to seeing you a week from Saturday on the 30th at Universal Studios City Walk at 7 p.m. For the 2022 Autism Rocks concert. I'm not going to say the last one. All
Yeah.
right.
The fifth
Okay.
concert. The fifth concert, which is amazing. Fifth anniversary. Amazing.
Amazing. And people should find you, Autism Rocks, on Facebook.
At Autism Rocks events on Facebook and Instagram. Yes.
Autism Rocks events. Okay. Thank you, Alex, so much for being with us.
It's an honor. Shannon, thank you so much.
Thank you. You have a good rest of your week. I know you're busy with plans, and then you got to travel to get here.
Yeah,
Travel
and
safe, my friend.
I have to quarantine after I come back from USA to Taiwan in 10 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'll be able to do it. You're strong like that.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week too. Bye, Shannon.
Right, bye-bye. Want to remind everybody that on tomorrow's show for Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy Allspot Jackson will be joining me. We've got two amazing guests. Carol, is it Carol or Carolyn? I keep messing up her name all this week. Let me make sure that I have this correct. It is Carol Kranowitz, who is the author of the Out of Sync books, Out of Sync child books. And here's how it's confusing, because she is the creator of the In Sync child method. So the books are the Out of Sync child. The method is the In Sync child, because what we all want to be is in sync, right? Because when you're in sync, you're not having trouble dealing with the things that are coming at you sensory wise. And that's really what she's talking about, is sensory. sensory issues, sensory processing, sensory processing disorders. So she's going to be with us talking about the new edition of The Out of Sync Child that has just come out. So that'll be, it is a very old book, Amanda, but there's a new edition, and she's going to be talking with us about what's new in the new edition and what some of the new findings are that she's got in place. So that'll be tomorrow. And then we're going to have Lee Meriday Porch with us. And Lee, if you haven't read her blog, Flappiness Is, then you really owe it to yourself to tootle over there and check out Flappiness Is. She's amazing, funny. I mean, one of the people that I followed back in the early days and just was like, oh, I want to be Lee when I grow up. She's just funny and honest and amazing autism mom. And now for the first time, she has a book out, and we're going to be talking with her about all the things that she wasn't able to talk about in her blog, but now has come forward in the book. And it's a little bit different. You know, one of the things that Lee says is that, I know, everybody, another autism mom memoir, it's the last thing we need. But she kept looking at all the books that people were writing, and they were books about how successful their kids were and how they prepared them to be a lawyer, or, how these kids that the ending of the story was that they overcame all of their challenges. And she said, where are the books from the moms where you learned how to accept that isn't going to be your kid, and that your kid is just perfectly fine the way that they are. So her book is called The Scenic Route, and we're going to be talking with her about it tomorrow. So that'll be super fun. And then, of course, we've got some news stories to cover for you. One that's got me scratching my head a little and making me nauseous. But other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, you know what I'm saying? We're totally out of time here, but I want to thank all of you for being here. I do want to remind you that next week on the show, we are going to find time to have the fabulous Kobe Bird. If you tuned in for him today and missed him, you're not going to have to miss him for long. He's remarkable, and we can't wait to talk to him about season 3 of Netflix's Lock and Key. We're also going to have Danny Bowman with us next week, who is the very talented owner of Danimation Studios. Such a brilliant artist. So and then also next week, we're going to debut for the first time our new podcast, Stories from the Spectrum. I think it's fantastic. It's everything that I've been hoping for, an opportunity for people who use the designation for themselves that they're neurodiverse, giving them a place to tell their stories in the way that they want to. Very, very proud that they have found their home with us. So all of that is coming up next week. Until then, well, and don't forget, we're back tomorrow. Don't get too far ahead of yourself here, Shannon. Back tomorrow for Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now. If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you so much. See you next time.